Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to another review here on Pez of the Mind. I am James Phoenix. With me is Chriz the Mole.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Award-winning.
Two-time award-winning. And Anastasia Lazerbeam,
Hi.
who in honor of this review has worn her black shirt.
What?
I said in honor of this review, you've worn your black shirt.
That's gray.
Oh, it looks black on camera.
That's black.
It looks black on camera. You don't have a lot of light. Anyway.
I don't. That's my only light.
Yeah. Anyway, we are here to review the newest Marvel Cinematic Universe film, Black Panther, which came out a few weeks ago. And I thought it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought that they did a really good job creating Wakanda in order to be this Afro-modern. Basically, if you had a country that at the time when they were a tribalistic country became isolated from the rest of the world and was not affected by the rest of the world, what might that evolve into in a modern day setting? Which was really interesting to see. And also really establishing the traditions of the Black Panther, yes, is a superhero, but being a superhero is secondary to being the ruler of Wakanda, the king of Wakanda, and it's a hereditary thing. And it's really cool that, T'Challa is a hero when he needs to be, but he puts his country and his people first. And I thought that was kind of a nice change for a superhero that to sort of have that secondary, that more primary priority to just being a superhero. So I thought they did a really good job with that. The villains were both really good. The return of Claw, of course, Andy Serkis doing a great job in one of his few on-screen roles, where he's not just doing mocap. So I thought he did a really good job as Claw. I thought that was it Warmonger? Is that his name? Warmonger was really good. As a fun, well, not a fun villain, but as a realistic villain, you understand his point of view and why he's upset and why he's doing what he's doing. He has a legitimate point. He's just kind of taking it to an extreme of the other direction. So I like that there was some relatability to the villain as well. T'Challa's sister Shuri, who was the head of technology for the entirety of Wakanda, is a great character. She's both, like I said, incredibly intelligent, possibly more so than Tony Stark, just based on the tech level they have. They demonstrated that she can fight to some extent. They showed that she's really self-confident. There's a lot of great jokes that involve her throughout the movie, so she's just a really great character. Both a lot of strong female characters in this, of course. T'Challa's on and off girlfriend was a very, very good character who was dedicated to helping the other peoples of Africa that weren't as lucky as the hidden nation of Wakanda to have their resources, trying to help them from being oppressed. Of course, the royal guard, led by the head guard there, the general, a bunch of powerful warrior women who were the most well-trained and fierce warriors in Wakanda. They're bald and everything, which is just really badass and really cool. Just a lot of great stuff in this movie. I think they brought a lot of great aspects together, really make this a unique movie that stood out in the MCU, both and without the need to have 10 million connections to other films like a lot of recent Marvel movies have. It really stood on its own as a strong film, and I thought that was really good. What did you guys think?
It was okay.
I liked it.
I enjoyed a lot of it. I thought the swapping of villains came the fuck out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
And it was really forced to now go, oh, wait, we need to shoehorn in gangsters.
Yeah.
Quick, shoehorn them in there. Which is also kind of offensive. Well, that's fine. I didn't like the white sidekick character from Sherlock. Also, the sister, she's a genius, but in the most annoying way.
Yeah.
Well, many geniuses are eccentric and have their little quirks.
No. Don't try and shit all over that problem already. Because the problem is, every single thing in this movie is made of fucking vibranium. It's a plot device at that point. It's doing shit vibranium shouldn't be able to do. That's annoying. It's like in the old Smallville show when you had everything be fucking kryptonite. Which makes a change because with the MCU, everything's the fucking Infinity Stones. Which they didn't use them, thank God. but making every single thing vibranium. It's like, okay, I get it. You had vibranium. You can use other stuff. No, this is vibranium turned into sound waves. What? This is vibranium armor. Vibranium armor, the fact weapons
This
to
is
destroy armors. It's like, what?
This is vibranium spine correcting cubes.
This is vibranium holograms. And you're like, anyone could be a fucking scientist if you can just go, vibranium did it.
Yeah.
Which that was annoying.
Also, didn't it seem weird that he kind of wasn't worried about his secret identity? Like,
Mhm.
like, I don't know. It's just like, what's the point of a mask if you're not gonna use
Yeah.
it?
Now, I will say, I did love the rival tribe, the gorillas.
Mm-hmm.
They were cool.
The mountain tribe, they were cool.
Yeah, I liked them. They were cool. I liked the look of a lot of the stuff in this, like the necklaces, which a little annoyed, but again, the vibranium magic tack instead of just being actual magic, it's vibranium tack. So I'm like, but that's fair. How it works makes sense, I suppose, for what the movie was doing. But they looked cool. I like the necklaces.
They did look cool.
I like the mixture of African American culture and tradition with the inclusion of science. That was cool. Where you see sometimes they go have like the face paint, like the outfits and stuff, and then they go back to like super modern, then modern, traditional. So I like that.
They did do a good job of that. The perfect juxtaposition of that was the dude in the green suit who had this bright. He was the head of one of the tribes, and he had this bright green suit, but then he had a big lip plate and some more traditional African jewelry and decoration, and that was a really cool juxtaposition.
One thing I will say is, why did we have this sidekick?
Oh, you mean the British but not British guy?
Yeah, because the idea is on paper
British.
is he's our connection to their world, but they didn't use him that way properly.
His American accent was weird.
Because all he did was he'd see her and go, and then she'd go, yeah, vibranium. He goes, oh, okay. They had another white character that they could have used for that, Captain America, as it was established at the end of Civil War. He was meant to be there in hiding because he was a criminal.
Yeah.
But they didn't show him once. But we did get Bucky at the end using a different comic book character's name, which was dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? I didn't. I heard the name. I didn't know that was a different character's name.
Yeah, White Wolf.
Okay. I think the purpose of not bringing Cap out was purely because they didn't want an established hero to overshadow Black Panther's movie, which I can kind of understand.
Him being there wouldn't have overshadowed it.
No, it wouldn't have overshadowed it because Captain America can literally do the understudy and just have one scene. He literally did it in 4-2.
Yeah.
When Loki turned into him, he literally appeared on the TVs in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Black Panther was established in Civil War. We don't need him there the whole movie. We just need him there for a little bit, or at least one scene.
I guess, but I think it worked better that Black Panther was able to, with the exception of that tiny end credits, it was able to stand on its own. It didn't need, with the exception of Claw, who is of course the main villain. They didn't really,
was he the main villain though?
Well, he's the main villain. He's the main villain in the comics. Let me correct myself. My understanding is he's one of the main villains in the comics, but aside from Claw, who was pre-established and was known to be the villain, one of the villains for this movie, they were really able to stand on their own without a lot of those pre-connection MCU characters. They didn't need to have a lot of experienced characters. It was able to really stand on its own, and I think that was important. Not only because you're establishing something as important as Wakanda and the vibranium technology, but also because I feel like there would have, because they used, they had Watson in there, and they did use him for that one scene where, because he was a former pilot, he was able to fly the holographic plane, and that was kind of cool. But I feel like if you had put Captain America or any of the other more major heroes in there, there would have been a public perception of the filmmakers didn't trust the Black movie to stand on its own. It needed a white hero to prop it up, and I think they were a little too afraid of that possible perception.
I would make the case that's completely patronizing and racist to say. Because look at their recent movies, like Doctor Strange. Did it not have 4?
Yeah.
So ironically, what you're saying is, oh, because this guy's black, don't you dare use any established heroes. They can't handle it. That's patronizing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say the assumption was accurate. I said that would have been the perception.
He's a
But
racist.
I was making the case that shouldn't be the perception because, and it wouldn't be because all the other ones, besides I think maybe Guardians 1, didn't do or have all done that, including Doctor Strange. It's part
Yes,
of the thing now.
I understand it's part of the thing, but that's
It
not how the
wouldn't be.
public is going to perceive it.
Therefore, it wouldn't be part of
Regardless of how the
the.
public could or should perceive it, over here, that's not how it works.
You can keep saying over here like that excuses your racism, but
I'm not excusing our. It doesn't excuse our racism. I'm just making the point.
Jim.
No, I'm not
Because
going to shush.
one of the big complaints people had was it didn't have MCU characters in it, and Doctor Strange managed to do 4 and stuff, but somehow this was unworthy of having them. And you're saying it's because the perception would be, oh, they're so much better than the black characters. No, it wouldn't, because the whole movie would be the black characters. So if that was the perception, you'd be an idiot.
It was a missed opportunity.
Exactly. Just one scene of Cap, even if he's just on there to say, okay, I've got to go take care of something, see you, and leaves the island. Just one scene.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
But no, apparently black people can't handle it.
I didn't say what the black people perceived that way. The white people would have perceived it that way too. I'm just saying that would have been I think that would have been the overall perception. It might have been a concern that the filmmakers had, because this was the first time they were really attempting a film with a strong black lead and a majority black cast. I think there would have been a public perception that some people would have. There would have been not everybody would have felt that way, but there would have been some people who would have come out and made the point that they felt that the white hero didn't need to be in the movie that was the first big black superhero film, I think.
So he's not racist, but presuming the racism of others.
Yes,
yeah,
that's accurate.
And it's also a case of, but they did it by including Bucky. What the hell?
That was a tail thing, and that didn't affect the film at all. That was just, oh, he's here at the very end credit scene. It didn't affect anything in the film. He wasn't in the film proper.
I'm going to make the case that's bullshit excuse. Because what's the one thing everyone talks about when they see the Marvel films is in
the extra
scene. They've become a big staple of those movies. Like some of them rest and fall on how good that scene is.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt weird to me, that was all.
Fair enough.
Because he was supposed to be there, so it's like they got the continuity from Fear. It's like, you shouldn't do that. If anything, having Captain America on there just for one scene would say to him, hey, you're included with us too. Instead of segregating the black hero.
At least no one made any Ugandan Knuckles jokes.
It's cool. Vibranium did
it. So should we give our final thoughts then?
I guess, yeah.
I also feel really sorry for this movie.
Okay.
In hindsight. Because how much stuff was vibranium?
A lot, if not
all
everything.
of it.
How shitty is vibranium going to feel when they add antimantium into the universe?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the alloy with adamantium and vibranium? What is that? What's the alloy of two fictional metals?
Yeah.
They probably have combined those in the comics at some point.
No,
I
that's
wouldn't
what
be
I'm
surprised.
saying. It is. So I'm
it's an actual thing. Oh, okay.
It is. So I'm
Yeah,
saying.
But yeah, overall thoughts, like I said, the film was good. I enjoyed the film. Had some problems with a little bit of pacing with swapping between villains.
Mm-hmm.
The fact they seemed too afraid to include someone like Captain America, or I'd say Iron Man, but I've had enough of him being in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America, just because it's established he was meant to be in there anyway. Because like when you look at like I don't know the DC films like Wonder Woman, the first big female superhero movie, still had a load of men in the film
Most
because they
men.
weren't. Yeah, because they weren't afraid to do that. This one seemed like they assumed everyone was going to be racist, and that's patronizing as fuck. The post-credit scene was completely boring.
It was dumb.
But like I said, I liked the look, I liked the effects, and I liked a lot of the acting. I'd say it's definitely in my top 5, maybe top 10 of the Marvel films. But I'd give it a flop.
All right. Pew, how about you?
I liked it. I liked the Sester, but kind of was annoying how like literally everything was vibranium, and 3D. I would say because I saw it both in 2D and 3D. 3D is not really worth the extra money in 3 unless you're seeing it in 3D IMAX. Otherwise, like regular 3D is not worth the extra price. Villains were weird. The change. It's like, hey, be a villain, and then whatever, and he shoots his girlfriend, and who cares? And like, just keep going and whatever. It's like what? And yeah, so that was kind of weird for me. Also, I don't get why he was scarring his whole self. Like, are you trying to make yourself look like you fit in there? Like, what? Why do you do that other than to be weird? Like,
He did mention in one of his speeches when he was claiming the throne that each of those
I
Dusky
got
was a
that.
guy that he had killed.
I got like that whole thing, but I was just saying, why did you do it specifically? Is it because you thought if you scarred yourself, it would make you feel more like Wakandan? I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because I will admit that is stupid. Because when he takes off his shirt and he looks like he's basically fell asleep on a waffle iron.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You look
And
stupid.
I would make the case the same people who mocked Joker tattooing one word of damage on his head won't question him being bubbly, which will prove how much of fanboys they are.
Yeah, I know.
Because his bubbled skin looked stupid.
It really looked fucking weird. Like, and can you imagine, like, a woman, like, or if you're men or whatever, whoever goes out to feel, you can take them to bed. That's gonna feel fucking weird. Like, it's like, it's gonna feel fucking weird. Anyway, but I don't know. It was good. It was good. I'd rate it in my, like, top 10. So.
Fair enough. Yeah, it was definitely a really good film. I definitely recommend it for anybody who's going to go out there and check it out. I would definitely throw this a 90, 95 out of 100. It's a really good movie, and I think it fits well into the MCU by establishing a lot of new aspects that we didn't have. I think establishing all the vibranium weaponry and things, and that at least in terms of the non-weapon applications are as established at the end of the film, going to be shared with the world through these outreach centers that T'Challa's setting up. I think that's a good way to get the world a little more technologically advanced in preparation for the Infinity War, so that there's a wider variety of tech, both in science and weaponry.
Except the Infinity War's in 2 months.
Yeah, the Infinity War's in 2 months real time.
Infinity War's in 2 months, and they already have vibranium in the rest of the world. It's what Cap's shield is.
Yes, but as was established in the film, as far as anybody knew, that was all the vibranium in the world.
Yeah, but it's still like, look at Iron Man's weapons. His weapons are more advanced than their weapons.
I don't know about that.
I mean, her blasters did get beat up pretty badly after just one hit.
Yeah, one hit, they had a rhino, or whatever the hell it was, crash into it and damage it. His had something that could go toe-to-toe with a Hulk. They had a sound wave that slightly knocked someone over. He created Iron Man suits that blew up people. I would make the case it's good weaponry, but I'd say the most technological ones would be either Iron Man or some of the stuff in Guardians.
I feel like if Iron Man had his access to the vibranium, he could make even more stuff. But because he's had to access and work with less, it required more ingenuity, so he could create more designs. Where they have to be as good with their designs because they have all the best material there.
Which is fair enough.
Iron Man will refuse to touch vibranium because then he has to rename himself Vibranium Man, and the trademark's already been taken. It's a logistic nightmare.
Yeah, I will say though, I think more movies need battle rhinos because the battle rhinos were cool.
They were okay.
Yeah, But yeah, like I said, it's a really great movie, and I think if you have an opportunity, it's still in theaters, so definitely go check it out if you have the opportunity, or certainly pick it up on DVD or Blu-ray when it comes out. It's definitely worth it.
Also weird, and I'm just going to throw this out there, it's kind of unconnected. The trailer at the beginning, we got an Ant-Man and Wasp trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that's weird is literally the next film after this is Infinity War that features Black Panther. Advertise that. Don't advertise as your little shitty Ant-Man film. I don't care about that.
I'm kind of looking forward to that Ant-Man and Wasp film, if only because while she was doing an interview, Evangeline Lilly hinted that they might be exploring the concept of the multiverse in that movie.
It still doesn't interest me.
Fair enough.
Because we already know there's going to be a multiverse anyway, due to Spider-Verse, and it's in the MCU.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And the first Ant-Man film was terrible.
I thought that was a really good movie.
It's like my second worst Marvel film.
Wow. Okay.
First being Iron Man 3.
Gotcha. That's fair. All right. Well, we'll see you next time, folks. Our next review coming up, if you're going to stay tuned with us, is coming up next weekend. Of course, this coming Friday is the release of the new film, Disney film, A Wrinkle in Time, which somewhere around its release, Anastasia Lazerbeam and I are going to see that, and we're going to review that. And of course, next, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow is WWE Fastlane, so be there for Slam Tube.
Yep.
We'll see you next time, folks. Peace.